Hello and welcome to this channel. Today we're going to talk about the red pill truth in the marriage story, the Netflix movie called The Marriage Story, and how it's seemingly a fictional story, but it's very much nonfiction. It's very much real. This is happening in people's lives every single day. People are being dragged through the court, and it's literally causing them to become a bait. It's literally destroying the very fabric of their lives to the very bone. And some men, some women commit suicide because of this. Their lives totally change for the worst. Some for the best. Some benefited, but a lot are totally screwed. Absolutely, totally screwed. And this story only gives us a glimpse of how harsh marriage and divorce can get and is, because the way that this story went about, and the woman Nicole, she was actually nice to her husband. Everything ended. It had a happy ending, but most of these marriage stories do not have a happy ending. The woman is not as nice, or the man is not as nice. They actually are trying to get along, and are sort of and when a person files for divorce, it's as if they're stabbing the other partner. And with Nicole, she doesn't want to necessarily do this, but she knows she has to. So she's kind of turning turning her head while she's stabbing Charlie, and it hurts her every time she stabs him, one stab after the other. But she knows she has to do it because she's conditioned in her mind that it's time and this is what a woman should do. I did my years, I have my kid, and now I should do better. I need to do better. You know, even though she got where she is because of Charlie in the courtroom. And you see, some would argue against that. Some would argue that she actually brought reputation and audience to his plays. And it could go the other way. You know, as I said, that she got where she wanted to go because of him, because of Charlie. Now let me get into the notes they read, the notes they wrote about each other, which Nicole didn't want to read because it was obviously all negative, whereas with Charlie's notes, everything was mostly positive. Now, let's see if how the marriage declined. Is that the roles were switched? You see, in Charlie's note, it reads essentially, it showed that Nicole was the man in the relationship. She did everything in the relationship purely, and that Charlie was made to appear weak. Okay, he couldn't even open a jar of pickles. As a man, this guy is obviously, seemingly, looks like a strong dude, but he can't even open a jar of pickles. He can't even open a jar of pickles. But she can. So in the note, he obsesses over her qualities. He basically puts her on a pedestal. Okay, she inspires him instead of him inspiring her. Truth be told, she doesn't need him. Truth be told, she's starting to not want him anymore. So he made her his idol. As you see in the note that he wrote about her. He has all the positive things to say about her. But as you see in what she wrote, she has all the negative things to say. She has more negative things to say about him than he has to say about her. So Charlie makes the divorce easily, essentially. He makes it easy for her because he doesn't know what's coming. He doesn't prepare for this. It just hit him like a boomerang, like a sack of potatoes. It hit him out of nowhere, and he's just kind of shifting and he's just kind of like, kind of looking dumb, like, what do I do now? What should I do? As he gets raped, he doesn't know what to do. He shows that he's willing to be there, even though she leaves him. It shows that he's always available to her, that she can have her cake and eat it too. And she does have her cake and eat it too, as you see at the end. In the end, he ends up moving and gets a residency in Kelly to be nearby, as she already is in another relationship, kisses the guy. She actually kisses her ex husband and the new guy. It's just a happy story. It's just a happy story that a lot of times does happen. Women do get their cake and eat it too. If the ex husband is a simp, he'll be around, and then there'll be a new guy that will that has to accept the ex husband because he's the father of the kid. So the woman gets the ex husband around and a new guy. So she has these two people to help her raise a kid. You see, plus her family. The world is hers. She gets everything. In the end, it's a whole happy story for her. Now we're getting to her notes. Okay, her perspective of Charlie is more so unattractive. She says he cries easily. He's the woman in the relationship. He loves being a dad, which is strange for her. It's strange for a woman. Usually the guy doesn't always love being a dad. He's got to go to work. He does other things. But Charlie is like the mother in the relationship. Okay, so women want this. Women want you to love being a dad, but deep down they find it unattractive. Okay. And in the movie, Nicole's lawyer had pointed out that, or feminist point of view, feminist theory or feminist perspective is that it's true that like 50 years ago, men were expected to be aloof. Men were expected to not be there for their kids because they're off working. They weren't expected to be in the mix and raising a kid. But nowadays, they are expected. So that goes against women's biology is that most women are they're conditioned to expect men to be around all the time, but biologically they're not attracted to that. Biology, they're attracted to the guy that's not always available. So getting back to the notes, so he's the woman in the relationship. He loves being a dad. She grows to not want him anymore. The fact is, she grows to not want him because she goes to see that she doesn't need him. That with the divorce, she was able to live on her own with his financial help from, obviously, settlements and child support. So Charlie's a good guy, but she still has problems with him. And why is the fact of the matter is that even though he's a good guy, he's a good dad, he's there, he's providing for them, he's successful, but she still has problems with him? It doesn't make any sense. The truth be told is that after she pours herself out to her lawyer, she reveals the truth behind why she wants a divorce. Is she believes that Charlie cheated. Now, Charlie did cheat, but a lot of times a woman will be able to believe and conjure in her head anything. And there are a lot of times where a woman will file a divorce believing that her husband cheated when in fact he probably didn't, or the littlest of cheating. So a woman needs a reason to leave. If it's just she finding you like holding another woman's hand, like with Justin Bieber. I mean, not Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, holding another woman's hand, or getting drunk, or with kissing another woman, and it's not full blown cheating, but it's cheating in her eyes. So she needs a reason to leave. And as Charlie's lawyer said, if it's not the house, it's something else. Or if it's not California, it's something else that they'll be fighting over. So she'll find a reason to leave you, even though you're a good guy. You see, even though he's a good guy, they're still facing a separation. Even though he did everything right, they're still facing a separation. So she has all the negative things to say about him, and she won't even say it. She can't say it to, the marriage counselor. So she got where she wanted to be career wise because of him. And even though she got where she wanted career wise because of him, some can argue that she borrowed some of the reputation, but she still got what she wanted career wise because of him. Despite that, he is left behind. Charlie is left behind in the equation. And he's totally raped. He's totally blind eyed because he's all of a sudden walks into war and is served and doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't even prep him. And this is what I said in a previous video, is that a woman cannot be your friend and divorce you at the same time. She has to be your enemy. And even if she has hope, and even if she smiles at you in the face, what is the true intentions behind that mask? Because the common saying is that you don't go upon what a woman says, go upon what she does, go upon her behavior. And her behavior, Nicole's behavior in this clearly shows that she doesn't want what Charlie wants. Up to the point of him being served, she would agree. But she didn't agree. So why is it that for the whole entire time she never spoke up? She doesn't really put her foot down. Maybe if she did that, you see, she would have got what she wanted, and she didn't even actually need a divorce. Divorces are very costly. Even on Nicole's side, Nicole was having financial issues with paying for the lawyer. And it was very costly with Charlie's side, because Charlie had just gotten a $650,000 or so grant, and he was almost, if Nicole's lawyer wasn't, if Nicole wasn't nice, they could have taken that as well and would have screwed Charlie up the wazoo. He would have been screwed completely. Okay. So the title behind this video is that can you trust your wife, or can you as a wife trust your husband? And it's fact of the matter is that you never know. You never know if you can trust your wife, because they may be putting on a mask, just as Nicole did the entire time, and they may be with you. Are they with you for your financial your financial ability to support them? Are they with you because of your status? Are they with you for some superficial reason? And then for the entire time, you may have thought they were with you for love purely, that they actually cared. But at the end of the day, they didn't actually care. When they got what they wanted, they are gone. When they got what they wanted, they are ghost. Okay, the true colors of the woman is revealed after she gets what she wants. She doesn't need you anymore. She doesn't need you anymore. And say you have a high-paying job and you lose that job, and you're just you. A man is just you. Just your personality. Just your qualities. She'll leave you. She'll leave you high and dry. Because she needs more than that. A woman is not with a man just for his qualities and just for his personality. No way. Woman is for a man for what the man can provide her. It's always that. Always. And this is what the marriage story revealed. Is the dangers and the complications of divorce, and also the sharks that are involved regarding lawyers. Marriage and divorce can eat a person alive. It can feel like hell. Yes, very much so. But the truth about the story, the happy part about it is that if you're the woman, and as long as you have a simp as an ex-husband, and you find a simp as a replacement boyfriend or stepdad, the woman is taken care of. She gets child support from the ex-husband, or the ex-husband helping her out. She gets a new boyfriend as a stepdad. She has these two men to help raise her kid. She gets to have her cake and eat it too. Men don't have that. If men are divorced, they don't have that at all. Because there aren't as many simp females as there are simp males. In fact, women are more smarter and wiser in this category than men are. Men will give everything and be stuck in limbo for a woman for no reason, even though that woman can't provide him nothing but her beauty and a sensual relationship. That's all she can provide. A lot of women, that's all she can provide. Now, Nicole, on the other hand, Nicole was helpful to Charlie. Not every woman is helpful and pure and wants to and doesn't want to completely screw Charlie's life up. But there's a lot of women that will screw your life up in divorce and just not care. So this story is only a light side behind, a glimpse behind the whole marriage story as it relates to divorce. A lot of times it goes much worse than this. And some men do not recover at all in living in pain for years to come. So this doesn't show what Charlie experiences years afterwards. It doesn't show the turmoil and the pain that he experiences years afterwards with raising his kid, separated from the mom and paying whatever financial support he has to pay while his ex-wife is with another dude. It's a lot of pain that a man goes through. It's a lot. And I'm not saying the woman doesn't go through pain either. But to see your woman with another dude and then your kid being raised by another dude and then you're giving money that may go to a lifestyle that supports another dude when you did everything right for this woman and there's nothing you could have done to avoid it. Well, in Charlie's case, maybe by not sleeping around, maybe not committing adultery. But if it's not adultery, it's something else. She would have divorced him for anything. She just needed a reason to divorce him, whether it was holding another girl's hand. It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. In fact, it is that Charlie was too much of a simp in the relationship because he had opportunity to leave Nicole many times, but he didn't. He did the right thing. He stayed with Nicole, and that's what screwed him up. He didn't live his life. On the other side, she didn't live her life. That's the reason a lot of times people get divorced, is that they want to start living their lives separate from the other person. So is the problem really a marriage, or is the problem really them, or is the problem the institute of marriage in this day and age, and not so marriage per se, but the institute within the court as it relates to marriage? And that's really the problem nowadays, is because without even divorced people still have a relationship. But the court in marriage makes it all the more brutal. So I'm going to close this up. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.